In Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at my grandson's house, my son's house, daughter-in-law, and he is at football practice, and he said, "Big Mama, would you please make me some fried catfish and some hush puppies tonight?" I said, "Yes, I will." And look here, we've also made some cheese grits, creamy grits to go with it, okay? So, we're going to start right here, all right? And what we're going to do is this. I am going to put these fish over here in this bowl. And y'all, I bought the fish. These are bits and pieces. They are not beautiful fillets, but y'all, they're going to taste just as good. And I'm going to put a few in here at a time. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to salt them. If I can find my salt, I'm going to use that big old shaker. I wonder what I do with that salt. I don't know. I'll just use this. And what I do is I salt them good. The other day I was using Anna's salt shaker. And I took the top off of it. I was going to put out a lot of salt at one time. And she keeps rice in hers, so it won't stick together. And lo and behold, I had rice in something that wasn't supposed to be in there. All right, I'm going to put me some self-rising cornmeal on my fish. Put a little bit on there like that. Can you see down in there? All right. And I'm going to toss it like this. It's so easy to fry some good fish. I bought the 4-pound box. I'm not cooking all of it tonight. We froze the rest of it. You just shake it off a little bit and gently put it in your grease. You want to fry it kind of fast. I've got mine in canola oil. That looks like a whole fillet right there, doesn't it? And I've got my skillet about halfway full. That's about all I'm going to put in there. Well, let's see, here's a little piece. I got room for that one. I don't want to put too much in there at a time, okay? And we're just going to fry that. I'm going to turn it down just a fraction. And it cooks fast. It's going to get nice and brown. And in the meantime, I'm going to make up my hush puppies. And what I've done with them is I've got me some cornmeal and some self-rising cornmeal and a little bit, tablespoon or two of self-rising flour. And I cut my onions up like this. And the reason I do these long things, it will look like little creatures when they come out. William loves them like that. We dip them in ketchup. So what we're going to do is put this cornmeal and flour in with my onion. That's one big onion too, by the way. You check that. See how it's doing. Ooh, it's doing good, y'all. Look at it. I love catfish. That's one of my favorite kinds of fish. Anyway, so I've got my cornmeal and all that mixed up together. And then I'm going to put, I've got some whole buttermilk I'm going to put in there. And you want this to be not too soupy. And we're going to cook it in the same grease that my fish is in. And you just keep pouring a little bit at a time until it gets to where it kind of fits together, okay? Like that. That's about there. I don't want it soupy, because if you do, it'll all fall apart when you put it in there. That looks about right to me. I'll show y'all how it looks. It's almost like a little onion rings, but it's not. It's more in a, and when I fry it, I'm going to fry little tiny bits of it. I'll show you in just a second. After this comes up, we'll put on some of these, okay? Anyway, when they're having weightlifting today. So Dallas said, well, while he's in weightlifting, I'm going to run up and down the bleachers to get me some exercise. I said, well, you just do that. And then about the time they left, it started pouring down rain, so I don't know if either one of them's doing much. But, all right, this is looking good. Y'all see that? You don't want to stir it too much because you don't want to knock all the goodie off of it. Another thing I'm going to put on the table tonight is I made one of those salads that you take fresh tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever else you got. I had a little squash I put in mine. You can put onions, whatever. Then you put your vinegar, salt, and your oil in it, and you let it marinate overnight. And so that's in the refrigerator, so we're going to have something green too. Okay, I'm going to turn this back up because I don't want it to... I don't like Anna's stove as good as mine. Hers has got this temperature gauge, and it goes this way and that way. I like the one that when I turn it on high, it stays on high. And this one has got a safety feature or something. I never have liked safety features. I just like them to do what I tell them to. Okay, we're going to... Anna's doing my video. I told her, I said, you need to be in it. But she said, no, Big Mama, I'm going to just video you. Isn't that what you said? Can you say yes? Let me go see who's at the door, y'all. Just wait a minute. Just watch the fish till I get back. Come here and say hi to everybody. Hey, y'all, it's William. He's back from working out. Come over here, William. Let him see you. I think what happened is he got down there working out and he smelled his fish, didn't he? Come over here with me. Tell him, didn't you ask for fish tonight?
Yes.
Hush puppies.
Yes.
You kind of wet.
I'm sweaty.
You sweaty? Well, go in there and cool off a little bit. I think to have this ready. It's 2 shakes of half a sheep's tail, okay? All right, I think those are about ready. Y'all see how they look? All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put on a hush puppy or two to let you see how that cooks. Then we'll finish the rest of the fish. And it's going to be good, y'all. This is just about done. So, I don't know what y'all are having for supper tonight, but there's, you know, the Lord, He put so many different kinds of meats and vegetables and fruits and everything for us to eat. I mean, we can't get bored with it. It's a good thing. All right. Get this over here handy. So we'll be right ready to show y'all how to do a hush puppy. See how thick it is? You see that? I'm going to get me another spoon so I'll have something to kind of push off with. All right. Let me take these up. They're nice and brown. And we're going to put in a few hush puppies so y'all can kind of see about how that's going to do. All right, there's some fish. Right, what I do is I take just a little bit. Y'all don't want to make them too thick because you want them to be able to get done on the inside. And just a little bit. And these are going to look like little critters. See how they stick together? They'll look like little animals. They look like a little octopus or something. With a lot of legs. These onions just kind of stick out on them. And they're going to look so good. And they're going to be so good. We'll cook 3 or 4 of these for y'all to see. William likes his with ketchup, and I do too. It'll be good. But you know, I have to come see my Tuscaloosa grandbabies. If I'd have known how grand they would have been, I'd have had them first. Alright, so that's all I'm going to put in the pan. You don't want to overload it. And see how fast they're cooking? That's a good thing because they're not absorbing all that grease. Just kind of gently turn them over a little bit like this. There's one he needs turning over. See how weird shaped they are? That makes them really good with those little onions sticking out. That one kind of looks like a butterfly. Okay, there's 5 of them ready. I'm going to put them on the other end of the platter. I'll have fish on one end and hush puppies on the other end. That's what we'll do. And then we'll fry some more fish, and then we'll fry some more hush puppies. they got back a little quicker than I thought they would. I guess they lifted so many weights they were ready to quit. Dallas, did you run up and down the bleachers? You didn't? Well, all right. All right, y'all, these are about ready to take up. See how brown this one is? All right, I'm going to put it out here so you can kind of see it and what a weird little shape it is. See there? Looks like a little critter, doesn't it? I think that's why William likes them so much. He looks at them and tries to decide what in the world it looks like. I'll cook that one just a little bit longer. All right, we're ready to put in our next batch of fish. Thank y'all for coming with us tonight and watching our show. And